I've been real deal, holy feel, fighting and battling with this thing called forgiving God. And I know that can't even be a thing because God is not a man, He is not flesh, and He is without error. He doesn't sin like we do. So, what do you mean by forgiving God? Well, sometimes God does things that kind of sting and that kind of hurts my feelings. I guess I'm really speaking from myself to whoever this resonates with. But I've been reading this book. Let me show y'all this book. I've been playing this, but I've been reading this book right here, and it's called "Forgiving What You Can't Forget." Okay, by Lysa TerKeurst. I think I'm saying her name right. And I finally finished that book, and Lysa has so many different testimonies in that book, so many different tools that you can use, so many different insights. And one chapter in particular was called Forgiving God. And when I got to that chapter, I said, this is just what I needed, because I feel like it's not so much people that I need to forgive, because I know people are flawed. I know people are flesh just like I am. I know people are not perfect. And so I'm one of those people. Most of my life I've been like this. I don't expect much from people because I know how people are. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just being realistic. That's just how I'm wired, right? However, when it come down to God, I just think, so superior of Him, so high of Him, higher than people, right? And so for God to tell me to do some things, and out of my obedience to Him to allow me to be hurt or to lose something and be grieving over something and be hurt behind something, I was mad. I got mad at Him. And in the madness, it wasn't for a couple hours. It wasn't for a couple days. It's been a couple months. And I've been, praying about it, trying to break it off of me or whatever. Y'all, I'm sorry about the background noise. And so I decided to get this book, hoping that it would help me. And then there was a chapter in there that said Forgiving God. And I was like, bingo. But one of the key things that I got from that chapter, and I'm going to also put a link to that book down in the description box below for anybody who needs to forgive a person, or who is grieving a loss, or whatever the fact, something that you can't really forget. But what I got from that chapter is that God didn't do anything. He did something that I didn't expect. He did something that I didn't understand. But that doesn't mean that God is not on my side. That does not mean that God is not working in my favor. He just did something that I didn't see coming. And the direct effect of it hurt me, But I'm a firm believer that there is purpose in the pain, especially when it comes down to being obedient to God, So I really, really hope that this spoke to somebody out there. I don't care if it's just one person. I hope that this really encouraged you, gave you some new insight. Maybe you need to go cop this book. Shout out to Lysa for all the gems that she dropped. And I hope everything is everything with everybody. And go help somebody. All right, peace.